Hello and welcome to Behind the Music for Daily Hope. We are at the end of our 316 series as we've been studying this one verse, the Hope Diamond of the Bible. And this week we're focusing on we live. Isn't that exciting? I'm sure you remember that text, God so loved the world, he sent his only son. And why did he send his only son? That whoever believes will have everlasting life. And so that's our promise. We get to live forever with him if we believe. And so as I was trying to think about worship this weekend and what that meant and what we should do, I just kept being drawn back to the idea of Easter, because that's what we celebrate. When we celebrate Jesus rising from the dead, he came and he gave himself for us, but he rose also for us. And so because he lives, we can live. And so this weekend, I'm going to play a piece that usually I only play on Easter. It's a postlude that has become known for many generations now as the postlude for Easter, and often it's just called Widor's Toccata. Now, Widor actually wrote a lot of toccatas, but this is the famous one, and it's the final movement of his Fifth Symphony. He wrote 10 symphonies during his lifetime, and this was a time, Romanticism in France, the organs were becoming bigger thanks to the Industrial Revolution, and so the organists were trying to show off what the orchestra could do with all the different colors in the acoustic of the space, and showing that just with one instrument, they could sound like a whole symphony orchestra. And so they were composing these massive symphonies for organ. And so the symphony that the toccata comes from, Symphony number 5, is actually 35 minutes long. These were lengthy works. So similar to if you went to an orchestra concert to listen to a symphony, you would go to an organ concert and then you would hear a whole symphony. And due to the lovely nature of the organ, just like we have here at Victory, this is not a romantic style organ, but still we have the organ sounds, the principals, and then we have reeds. And we also have flutes for a more gentle sound. And there's also some strings to kind of give you that stringy orchestral sound. And so even on the bigger romantic organs, you had even more of that resource available to you. And so Widor and other French composers, especially contemporary at that time, and German as well, and others, they were taking advantage of this in writing symphonies. And so the toccata comes from an Italian word meaning to touch. So it's very fast and it's very exciting, almost like the keys are hot and you don't want to touch them. And so the toccata became famous. It's been used for royal weddings. It's been used at Easter in so many, many places. And so this weekend, as we celebrate the joy and the promise that we have in being able to live forever, thanks to this wonderful gift that God sent in his only son, I thought, how can I make it through this weekend? It's not Easter, but I'm still going to give you a little taste of this lovely Widor toccata that we like to hear when we're celebrating this joyous, joyous promise and Jesus' resurrection. So I'm actually not going to play it for you today. You can watch online if you want to hear, or you can come in person. But we are fortunate that before Widor passed, they were able to get an audio recording of him playing. And so this is in Saint-Sulpice in Paris in the 1930s. And then he was in his 80s at this point. But we have an actual recording of him playing the piece that he composed in Paris on a real French romantic organ. And so I just want you to have a little taste of that and just enjoy this joyful celebration that we have. And next week, we're starting a new sermon series. We're going to be moving into Esther, so that's going to be exciting. So make sure you tune in for that. But for now, I'm going to say Happy Easter. We live. It's very exciting. And don't forget this lovely promise in John 3:16. I'll be back with you next week. Bye.